everyone. Hello and welcome back. Yay, you made it. You made it through day one with goal setting. You made it through day two where you created your budget. I hope you're doing your homework because this is a powerful step. These 5 days is just powerful for your financial peace. So I'm Keana Robinson, the owner of Uplifting Legacy. I started my business in 2015 where I help clients to build wealth and live legacy. So we're eliminating debt, we're growing our wealth, we're growing our credit scores. So thank you so much for joining. So today of the 5-day financial reset challenge, we're going to talk about your savings and emergency fund. So now that you have your budget set up, and now you know exactly to up to the $10 ranges, per item, rounded up or down, what is coming in and what is going out. You know your income, you know what you're bringing home. And matter of fact, you want to make sure you kind of take a look at your income and your paycheck. If you're getting a paycheck from a job, let's just check those deductions. So double check them. Go onto your stub, your paycheck stub, or online at work, and make sure that what's coming out is correct. So your health insurance, your taxes. So just kind of do a little overview of your paycheck. So you know what is coming in. So you have your income and then you have your expenses. So which is your budget. So the homework was to go through Excel, do it the checkbook app, through a piece of paper and a pen, and just write down all of your expenses, everything. So hopefully you did that. So now we are on track to come back in and these are all recorded. So if you haven't had a chance to do that, just come back soon as you do and start with this next process of your emergency fund. So thank you again for joining. I'm excited for you. The fact that you are here is credible to you and that you're ready for financial success and you're ready to have peace. One of my videos, I say, breathe, just breathe. Just breathe because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in the world, in our personal lives, financially, all over. So it's okay. You've done excellent. You are here. You're alive and well. So thankfully, you have opportunities to move forward. And with God's help, all things are possible, as the word says. And if you look back on the first video, you can see my testimony of how I was in debt and was able to raise my credit score and eliminate debt. So I want to help others to do the same thing. Okay, so a little housekeeping. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And then we'll do a couple of housekeeping items here. So share and share. Okay. Okay. So here are a few things that I want you to just be aware of. You can join me on my YouTube page where you can find lots of tips and information. So you can go to Keana Robinson Uplifting Legacy, find all of that information, which you joined me here or was directed here from my Facebook page. You can join my Facebook page, Uplifting Legacy, as well. And then on the website, upliftinglegacy.com, you can book a one-on-one session to meet with me personally, to do some strategizing for your personal situation. You can also see my bio, just some information about me, and then you can get the workbook. So the workbook is digital, but you can always print a copy. But I also have these in printed version as well. But you will get a digital copy of the Level Up workbook. So this is going to take you step by step on what we're going through in these sessions and beyond. So it's going to help you to build up from creating a budget all the way to investing. So you'll get the steps in the workbook. So you can go there and purchase the workbook. All right. So today we are all in with building your emergency fund. So the emergency fund is, I found it to be, and my clients have found it to be our like cornerstone almost of getting out of debt and out of building wealth because when you are in a situation where you need help financially, normally if you don't have an emergency fund, what are we going to do? We're going to go borrow it from someone. We're going to put it on a credit card. We're going to go to a check cashing place which charges over 100%. I'm going to repeat that. Over 100% of interest. So you definitely want to avoid doing that. But I mean, hey, sometimes you had to do what you had to do, but now we are fixing that so that God willing, you won't have to do that again. You will have the money sit in an account. Hey, let me take care of this emergency, and then I'll go back and build that emergency fund back up. So, emergency fund basics. We want to set a savings goal. And then you can use the emergency fund insert and tracker. So in the workbook, it has all information about an emergency fund. So, and then we want to automate. So let me just step back into the steps. And like we talked about before, there are strategies to this. There's strategies to saving and to getting out of debt and for building wealth. It's all strategy, and nobody ever really taught that. I didn't know anything about a strategy. My grandmother was amazing at helping to say, hey, this is what you need to do. She always told me you need to pay your tithe, pay your bills on time, and save a little money. And that was excellent. But I didn't know all the ins and outs that come with it. All the ins and outs that come with it. So our goal, what my recommendation and many financial experts ready amount that you should save as a beginner emergency fund is $1,000. Because with $1,000, that is going to take care of most, many issues with your car or something that you need help with a child. $1,000 normally is a good beginner to start with. So our goal that we're going to set right now is $1,000. Because what happened if you needed a car repair right now? What would happen? So, did you know that according to the 2025 Bank Rate Emergency Savings Report, 59% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency expense? I'm going to read that again. 59% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency expense. So that came right from the 2025 Bank Rate Emergency Savings Report. And it's so true. It's so true. Just think of the things that you've needed money for recently, and it was under $1,000. When you have that, you can just go right to the bank, get it, and then put that back in your budget to save to build it back up if you take money out of it. But only use it for true emergencies like running to grab a bite to eat is not really a true emergency. So don't touch that emergency fund. Leave it if at all possible. So the next goal is once you get that $1,000, um, at that time you're paying the minimum on your debts. So if you have a credit card right now, until you get that $1,000, put a minimum, maybe it's $50 or however it is, in your any anything that you have for debt, because we want to build up that emergency fund because that's truly important right now. So put everything in minimum for the debt, and then go ahead and build up your emergency fund. And then after the emergency fund is you have your $1,000, what's next is that you will then beef up that emergency fund. You want to get 3 to 6 months of your household expenses saved. Now, wouldn't it feel incredible and amazing to have 3 to 6 months of your household expenses just sitting in account? So if your car breaks down, if you lost a job, like those bigger expenses, you can have some peace. You can breathe and say, okay, this is an issue. I am concerned, but I'm not stressed out as I would have been if I didn't have this emergency savings. So get that $1,000 in the bank. Then pay that debt off, except for those larger, your house, huge student loans, except for those. If you have other things below that, go ahead and take care of that. And then beef back up your emergency fund, which would be 3 to 6 months. Financial experts used to say 3 to 6 months, but a lot of times now they're saying 6 to 12 months. So you do what feels comfortable for you. Of course, we're praying about everything. Pray, pray, pray. Because when you put God first, everything else is going to be added to it. So as you're making these decisions, ask for wisdom. Ask God to show you, what can I do without? What can I use to build up my emergency fund? So that is our goal. Next, we will have options as far as what you can do to get that $1,000. One thing is you want to automate. Even if it's a few dollars a week, a few dollars a pay period, go to your HR department or go online at your company and say, hey, I need to take X amount and have that pulled from my paycheck automatically to this savings account. Because a lot of times when you don't see it in your account to spend, you don't miss it. I am a key component of that. I do it all the time. I got a little going here, a little going there, a little going there, because when I don't see it, it works so much better for me. If I have to just take it and transfer it myself, it might not make it. I might say, I know I was supposed to put that 100 over there in this savings, but I saw these cute earrings, or I saw this, that. I'm gonna take a little bit from here and put it in there. No. Nope. Just go ahead and automate. Automate, automate, automate. That is one tip to use. Definitely automate. So here are some other things you can do. You can sell stuff. Like right now, it's so many ways to sell your stuff. We got so much stuff these days. Be honest. We have so many clothing and pairs of shoes and ladies' purses and shades and jewelry. Like, we have a lot of stuff, mostly. So you can go on Marketplace. You can go to consignment shops. You can go on Shopify and all type of ways that you can sell your items. So that is one way to make money. Freelance gigs. So if you have a service that you know how to do, cooking and gardening and yard work, like all those things can make you quick money to get that emergency fund up. You can ask for overtime at work. you can get a side job, for a couple of months. You can use an extra paycheck. That's how I got started. So when I was in debt years ago as a single mom, before I was married, I was struggling years ago with a lot of debt. And so I got that all cleaned up and but before then, like I would get those nice refund checks. And part of that is what I use to start my emergency fund and to get it really rolling. So use your refund. And then also, we get the extra paycheck 2 times a year. I did a video on this. We talked about this. Check out my YouTube videos. Don't forget to subscribe as well so that you can get notifications of new videos. But yes, 2 times a year, if you budget correctly and you're budgeting for the month and you get paid 2 times that month, there's 2 times a year where you get 3 checks. Yep. I know. Some clients would come to me, they would be like, I don't, 3 checks, but that's for my bills. But it shouldn't be, because if you have a budget and you're budgeting already for 2 checks, when that 2 times a year come along, you get 3 checks. Now that third check is really an extra check. So 2 times a year, you get an extra check. So that's another way to beef up your emergency fund, that extra check. Another key, I want to say that again, key way to get some money while you're sleeping without doing anything is to open up a high yield savings account. Yes, high yield savings account. What are those? Those are savings accounts that provide great interest on your money if you put it in there. So Lake Michigan Credit Union, Consumers Credit Union are two that I know of that have great interest. I think Lake Michigan is 3%. I think theirs just went up to maybe close to 4. And then Consumers Energy has a 4% interest rate. So you put $1,000 in there, then you're getting that money every month. Every month. If you don't touch it, of course, they have some requirements like you need to use your debit card, or but you can go by minimal things. So put a little over above what you want to save each paycheck or each month so that you can make up for some of that. Or you can put gas in there and just use your card for gas. But yeah, you have to use it. So there's some of them have some items that you have to accomplish before you get the interest, but it's easy money. The more you put in, the more you get. So a high yield savings account is a way that you can build up your savings. So definitely do that. Also, some of the high yield savings account, you can get about $400 a year by your money just sitting there, just sitting in an account, gaining that interest. So a couple of things that you can do also is you can use these cashback apps. So I've used Upscale for gas, and you're gonna go and get gas anyway. So if you use the Upside app, you can go to certain gas stations, and as long as you're using a certain card and you claim it on the app, you get money back for the gas that you are already buying. So yeah, out of the few months that I've been doing it, I don't know, 6, 7 months or something, I was kind of slacking for a little bit because I was like, what about this? But then I started using, I think I got $45 or so in there just sitting that I could cash out, or I could just let build up. So now that I know that, I'm being intentional, I'm taking action to go ahead and use my Upside app. You have gas station apps. You have receipt apps. I use those too. You just take a picture of your receipt, Receipt Pal and Fetch and take a picture of your receipt, and then you can gain points, and then you can get gift cards, you can get restaurant cards, um, all kind of money just by taking small steps. So it's hard out here today. Things are so expensive. Like, we have to do whatever we can do to save this money. Meyer has their Imperks apps. And so it's things to do. We just have to do them. It's going to take a little time to get used to doing this and take a little time to start up with the things. But once you start them, then you will start seeing how beneficial they are and how you're just being able to gain more money, which is going to help you in the future. So, try a couple of those things. There is an income booster page in the workbook, and it will say, hey, here are some things you can try. Now try these things, and then you can track them. Oh, okay, well, I use this Imperks, or I use this app. So this week I saved this amount of money. So you can track that as well. So I am going to stop sharing because that is the slide for through today. So this is about the emergency fund, everyone. It's truly a lifesaver at times. Like, sometimes you may have to have an emergency where you need to get to the bank and you need to get out some money like ASAP. And that's what your emergency fund is there for. So please, please take the time to find out what's the best ways for you. I've given you a lot of information. Find out what works best for you. Pray about what works for you. Get that $1,000 in. Then we do the debt snowball, which we're going to talk about next next on our day challenge. So you can talk about how you're going to pay off debt during this time. But for now, as you're getting your emergency fund, paying the minimum payments on your debt, get your $1,000. We're going to jump back into the debt using the debt snowballs you'll hear about tomorrow. And then we'll jump back to the savings. So please, any questions that you have, any comments that you have, please go ahead and leave them on my YouTube page. Come back and join me tomorrow because we're going to be talking about how to get rid of this debt. Debt is a weight. Like, I feel it in my shoulders right now. Like, just the word debt. Like, I mean, there's good debt and there's some bad debt, but we're talking about the bad debt tomorrow. So join me tomorrow. Share with a friend all these tips that we're gaining, and I will see you tomorrow. Be blessed.